I'm so sorry about that. Let me just intro on you to what's going on here. So, hey lovelies, on the phone I have my very good friend Katinka Kature. Earlier today, she posted something that really sort of upset me, that someone from a certain show is being rude and disrespectful to the performers. Many, many, many years ago, I used to perform as well, and one of the things that stopped me was the fact that in the gay community, I didn't feel as though I was supported and respected by people in my own community. And so I'm gonna let Katinka tell you her story, and then we're gonna have a few questions about it. Go ahead, Katinka. Are you there?
I'm here.
Much better. Go ahead. Tell your story from the start again, hun.
Awesome. So last night I was performing at Crews Tangos at 9 o'clock to 11:30. I have a regular show there. With a guest who rotates all the time. In the audience were a group of girls who are all sitting together. And after I finished my number, another lady joined them.
Okay.
And I said, oh, are you from Ottawa as well? And she goes, no, I'm not from Ottawa. And I said, oh, I really like your backpack. And she had a South Park Kenny backpack.
Very nice.
She didn't say anything back. I was like, what's your name? And she's like, you don't know what my name is? And I was like, no, I don't know what your name is. And she's like, look closer. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I still don't know what your name is. And I was like, you could be any person.
Yeah.
She was like, oh. And I said, are you on my Facebook? And she's like, am I on your Facebook? And started laughing. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, whatever. I was like, maybe you're on my Facebook somewhere. I was like, maybe I'll send you a message. And she's like, you should stop because you look really stupid right now.
What?
And I was taken aback, like, right away. I was like, I look really stupid right now? And she's like, yeah, you look really fucking stupid, dude. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, well, we're just going to leave this angry one alone. She's like, I'm not angry, dude. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just not talking to you anymore.
Right.
I walked off the stage and grabbed security, and I just said, listen, there's a lady who I don't feel comfortable performing in front of here.
Yeah.
Because she's made this really awkward for everybody, and people in the audience seem to be on my side with it, which was nice.
Right.
They were like, just play some music over her. Just play some music over her.
Okay.
Which was great. And it was so shocking to me because her name is DeLaria, who's on Orange is the New Black.
Right.
And as a member of our community who's in the spotlight, you think that she would have a little more respect for people who are also entertaining a gay crowd, and maybe not as large as one is.
But you know what, though?
But still.
Not only that, it's Halloween.
It is Halloween.
It's fucking Halloween. It could have been someone dressed up as her.
Who knows?
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's Halloween.
I was like, I have no clue who you are from, like, a hole in the wall.
I would have been like, actually, I know the holes in the wall's name. What was your name again?
Right? And I was like, I just said on the mic, I was like, I still don't know who you are. It was a really bad experience with her. And dealing with her. Security was amazing, though. They went over and talked to her, and they were like, you know, you can't be disrespectful of the entertainers here. And she put her glass down, like, slammed it down on the table and was like, I'll just fucking leave then. And I was like, oh, okay. She's got a real good attitude.
You know what's sad, though? Here's the saddest thing, what I find about this story, is that she's actually done some things, like when she was on the subway that one time and she was, like, standing up for the community. I wonder if the only reason why she did that was because she knew she was being filmed.
Right. You have no right. You have no right.
I have to tell you the truth.
You have absolutely no right. No right. No right.
Jesus,
Rolling other train. Get off this train.
Ladies and gentlemen, he will deliver you from sin. Whatever sin you might be caught up in.
Other people believe other things and have every right to believe other things on this planet and in this world. We do not have to be forced by this man's religious beliefs. Jesus never said for you to do this, ever. Not anywhere in the Bible. Show me anywhere in the Bible where it says it's okay for you to do this. You show me where Jesus told you to do this. But don't just read me one quote, sir. You better read me the whole thing. Because about 2 lines after what you're about to read me, it's going to tell you not to eat pork. It's going to tell you not to wear clothes that are made of mixed fiber. Don't come at me, because I went to Catholic school for 12 years and I know every line.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's right.
Right? But when she she's not being filmed, she's an asshole. It's like when I met Laverne Cox. It's funny because a couple other people have mentioned that on there. And I'll tell you this, I will not say anything shady. I thought Laverne looked on fucking point the day that I met her. However, her attitude, I wanted to meet her because I'm also someone who's a trans person who does public speaking. And I thought, wow, this is a great step for me to meet someone and maybe get some info, ask a couple questions. But she was just so rude.
Absolutely.
I have not watched Orange is the New Black since. So I've not seen season 3 or season 4 or whatever it is on now. I won't watch it. I won't watch anything that she's in anymore because of her attitude.
I have never watched Orange is the New Black, maybe because I work all the time. So I was like, I don't know who you are. You could be any person to me, and I would still ask you and treat you the same way. You could be someone who is an A-list celebrity, and I would still ask you your name out of being, polite.
I love that you said, I love that you said A-list celebrity. No, honey, you're a Netflix celebrity. Huge difference.
So I was just like, if, Halle Berry was sitting in the front row or somebody, who knows?
Right. Well, Bette Midler's been known to go down there.
What's your name? I'd be like, what's your name? And my name's Katinka. Nice to meet you.
Right.
What are you doing here? What are you, that's how you start a conversation.
Exactly. No. Hi, how are you? I'm Katinka, and your name is? Because, sadly, right, a lot of celebrities, that's not their real name. And so maybe they want to stay with the stage name, or maybe you know their real name, and you're like, I don't know if this is, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I know that when I used to perform at Woody's all the time, Bette Midler, whenever she was in town, was on Church Street.
Right.
You know what I mean? She would just walk in. So many celebrities walk in down on Church Street, not just because they're gay, but because it used to be such a friendly and inviting atmosphere.
Absolutely.
You know?
And it's so sad when there's a bar that's meant to bring a community together and you have someone in it who really ruins it for everybody. Now,
who's a part of that community.
There's tons of people who want to talk about drag and what drag should be and what they don't like about the entertainer and what they do like about the entertainer. I'm used to people being a little bit catty when they watch the show.
Right.
But it's when you're out loud and you're being, really aggressive that I have a problem with it. And it makes me feel unsafe in my workplace, and it makes it really awkward for everybody else watching the show who's trying to have a good time, who's come out because this is a safe place so they can just be themselves.
Exactly. Can I quote what you said to me on Facebook Messenger?
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on. Let me grab it up. Now, this is something that really angered me when you said it. And like I said, my reason for being angered was not what you said. It was that anyone in our community had actually made you feel this way. Hold on one second. I just got to find it. So you said, I think she's a really awful person. I think the hatred that she had made me think of Pulse nightclub. Clarify why that was the thing that made you feel about Pulse nightclub.
To come into a nightclub, it's supposed to be a space where we all feel together and as one. And to come in with so much hatred in your heart and disrespect for people of the community, it really shook me when she started going off, because she just didn't stop. She kept going.
Right.
She had to tell me that I was stupid. She had to tell me that I was a dude. She had to tell me, to just be quiet, essentially. And it made me think of silencing a group of people, because she had no respect for me.
That's I've got goosebumps. You have no idea.
Like she had so much hate in her heart when she was talking. So I was like, I don't know why you're here.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you here if you're so bitter?
Just being attacked.
Yeah. Why are you here if you're so bitter? That's, yeah. I'm really grateful that you came on and talked about this, because I think that we're so apt to brush things one of the reasons why I think a lot of people don't like me is because I don't like to brush things under the rug. I don't fucking own a rug, all right? I don't own any rugs. I don't have any rugs anywhere near in my house, because I just don't believe in brushing things under them. I think that we're taught in the gay community, we're taught to be small. We're taught to think that this is where we should be and we shouldn't think of anything else. And if you are a drag queen, then you are only a drag queen. I feel that our entire community, even inside of it, they tend to make us and each other feel so small sometimes. And it's just,
They do.
I don't get it. When I teach my classes at Ryerson, I'll tell you something. One of the questions I get asked all the time is, do you think that you are welcome in the community? And I'm like, no, as a transgender woman. And I said, even when I did drag, I did not feel like I was a part of a community because I felt like such an outsider because of the fact that the people in the community were able to belittle me and treat me like crap, much the same way she did to you.
Exactly, and I think that, that's something in our own community. I mean, there's assholes everywhere. She just happens to be one who's also representing the LGBT community.
Right.
And I mean, there's crazy people. You can't take one person from a group and be like, this is this asshole, and I'm going to base everybody off a particular group because of it.
Right.
But it really shocks me as someone who has so much influence in the community, someone who represents our community.
Yeah.
If there was a straight person there and they were watching the show and they heard her yelling at me, they think it's just fine to talk to people like that all the time.
Exactly. They're going to think it's appropriate. You know what? Not to get off topic, but it's like what I said about the whole Laverne Cox playing a transvestite in Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, heteronormative society is going to think it's okay to call a transsexual a transvestite.
Exactly.
Because she's a world-known transsexual. So many other roles she could have played. Like, if you wanted to really be forward-thinking, you could have put her in any other role.
Exactly. And you know what? It's people who are like, oh, well, Laverne Cox is putting transgender people on the map for doing, TV shows. And it's like, is that the person I want representing me?
I honestly think, and not to, sound like this, I actually think Caitlyn Jenner did way more for the trans community than Laverne Cox ever will.
And, I mean, there's tons of people. Candace Kane was on
I love Candace.
way beforehand, right?
Do you remember that episode where she had the sex change back to being a boy?
Yeah.
That's what she was on there for. And I remember, my whole skin is crawling right now. I remember watching that episode, and Nip Tuck was so good. And the idea she was on it was it was groundbreaking. And you know what was groundbreaking was she wasn't a hooker. She wasn't a drug addict.
No.
She wasn't, right? And the episode that she did on CSI where she played that guy's wife, and you know what I mean? Everything that went on, I'm like, I just don't. Yeah, there's people that have done it before and did it better, and there's people that are doing it now who have a lot more respect for the community than Laverne Cox ever has. But with regards to Boo, I don't even know her real name, I just know it's Boo. It's funny, all those little breadcrumbs on your comment section, and I was like, how do people not know who this is?
I don't know. I didn't know who it was.
But no, I meant...
You look like someone in the audience, and I believe she does stand-up as well, is that right?
She does.
Stand-up at one point?
She does, yeah.
I was you know what it's like to look out into an audience and just see life looking back at you. So don't pretend you're the best thing that happened since sliced bread.
Since sliced bread, exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm genuinely sorry that you had to go through that. I'm even sorrier that the idea that the Pulse nightclub thing came into your head with regards to how badly she treated you. I hope that this doesn't deter you from, liking other people. I think that you were very classy with your comment that you made about what happened. I thought that was incredibly classy. I'm going to post it right now as a screenshot over my face. Ta-da! And I thank you for calling and letting me talk to you.
Absolutely. You know what? It wasn't such a bad night. At the end of the night, I was walking home with my boyfriend, and we walk home all the time on the same route. And this gentleman came up behind us, and of course, it's always a little bit jarring.
Yeah.
Someone's like, excuse me, especially in, walking on a dark street.
Yeah.
And this gentleman just said, you know what? He's like, I saw you two walking. He's like, and I saw a really powerful woman. He's like, who looks like she can take care of herself. He's like, do you mind if I walk with you guys? He's like, I just love the word here. And that made me feel 800 times better. And that someone felt that I was a representative of their community that they could feel safe with, and someone that they could walk with and feel like no one was going to cause them any harm.
Yeah.
So it was such an interesting night to go from having someone in our community who's supposed to be representing so many people and making people feel like it's safe to be who they are and to live the way that they do.
Yeah.
Having not done that, and then having me be the person at the end of the night who got to help somebody else out in our community. And it was a really nice end to the night.
That would
and it made me
be.
feel a lot better.
It's actually a really great ending to the video, too. Thanks. Way to go, girl. You got it on point. No, I mean, that's, you know, being someone who has been a part of the community a lot, and I too get that. Which is why I think I feel like I want to stand up for smaller, and I'm using air quotes, by the way, smaller people, in the sense that, like, you know, we have a voice, we have platforms. You are an entertainer who happens to be on stage how many nights a week? You have an opportunity to help other people. And the fact that someone came up to you and asked to walk with you, that makes me feel really great, because that shows that you really are that person, and that's what you exude. That's the energy that comes off of you, is that you're there to help.
Exactly. And I mean, it takes nothing to be nice to somebody. That's what I always say.
It's true.
You should be nice to everybody.
It's
you know,
true.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But to have her act the way she did in public, I don't think that's acceptable. And I don't care who you are, how high up on the list you are, or, you know, what's your status or anything like that. I just think you need to treat people with respect when you go out. Otherwise, no one's going to give respect back to you.
Exactly. If you want respect, you have to give it. And if you're not willing to give it, then stay the fuck home.
Exactly.
You know, that's the message.
It just baffled me. I was like, you have so much hate in your heart. I was like, and I asked you one question.
Oh, I wonder
what is your name?
I wonder what Donald Trump would have to say about her.
Oh my gosh, she reminded me just of him.
Do you think that he would say, you're a nasty woman?
Oh my god, I think he'd probably make her vice president. I was like, you're just as arrogant as he is, because, you know, I was like, what do you think with your status? You can grab people by the pussy or whatever, and I'm supposed to know who you are.
The saddest thing is that she worked so hard to get to where she is, and to now be on this show. Listen, she's not an overnight success. She's worked hard to get to where she is, which means that she should be that much more humble.
Exactly. Well,
right?
Sometimes it doesn't happen like that.
Exactly. A lot of actresses will go like 30, 40 years and never get it. Like Jessica Lange, she talks about the fact that what's that American Horror Story, how it put her back on the map. And it really did. Young generational people know who she is.
Exactly. And she stayed humble.
Yeah.
You know, she's a great entertainer, and I'm sure if she was at the bar now, Hester or Nick, she would say Jessica.
Or she might say one of her characters' names from the show, just to be funny, because she seems like one of those people. Like her, you know, her and Sarah Paulson seem like they have wicked senses of humor. So I feel like Jessica Lange might be like, it's Lady Gaga. Don't I look like her? Like,
oh my God.
You know what I mean?
That would be good.
I feel like she would say something like that just to be funny.
And you know, the other thing that upset me is that she said, like, dude, so many times. There's entertainers, even at our bar, who do not live as men and entertain.
Yep, like Fahrenheit.
They might be on stage where I am and have a person with so much hate in their heart call them dude. Like, just sent me right over the edge. I was like, I actually can't with this anymore because you're a member of our community, and that's just disrespectful.
My thing, you know what is funny is that I actually contemplated performing again and going back on stage because I really loved doing it. And you know what stopped me was the idea that someone would call me a man or a transvestite, and I'm a transsexual. And I will, even if I had gender reassignment surgery, I will always call myself a transsexual because I think that there's power in owning what I am. And I think the idea that someone coming into a club would call me, you know, a man or something, or a dude would really, it would just put my, even right now saying it out loud, I call my girlfriends dude every once in a while, but it's not like I'm calling them dude. I'm like using dude as like the exclamation mark. I'll be like, dude, oh my God. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not calling them dude. Like, I'm not purposefully calling them dude. And I have friends that don't like it, so I don't say it around them. But dude is actually my exclamation word. But I would never just purposely, like, start saying that to someone. Because you know what? In her heart, she knew that that was going to be disrespectful and degrading to you.
You know what? I've heard that people have had similar experiences with her, so I feel like she's just a nasty person.
Yeah, I read the stuff on your page. I read other people's experiences too. Yeah, I can't. listen, I work my ass off to make sure that people look at me a certain way. I work my ass off to get respect, and I work my ass off to give respect. I'm like the most supportive person on the planet to the people that respect me. But I would, you know what, if I ever left anywhere, Katinka, and I made someone feel badly, I would hurt for weeks.
Yeah.
Because that's me.
I mean, it took me, now I went out and ate after the show. It took me until when I walked home and that gentleman asked if he could walk with me to stop thinking about it constantly.
I thought you were going to say, it took me like 3 pieces of chicken and...
I wish.
Because you're like, I had to eat, so I thought there was going to be a joke there. I thought you were going to be like, it took me 3 pieces of chicken, 4 sips of pop.
I was like, could you imagine Fahrenheit or
exactly.
something like that, who's at the bar and got called like that? That to me broke my heart.
Yeah, it's
it
transphobic.
Like, you're someone in our community who's representing and has so much love, and that's what made me think of Paul. Is that you came in, you knew that you were attacking like me.
Yeah.
You knew it. There's no way you didn't. When I asked you a simple question, and you went off, you know,
yeah.
And it could have been any entertainer. It could have not just been myself. But if you called someone else that I love, dude, or whatever, or were just rude to them, I'd have an issue with it then.
Well, it's funny and not funny, haha, but funny, ironic that you brought up Fahrenheit, because I had said to her just a few minutes ago, I said Fahrenheit. Honest to God, I love Fahrenheit, so this is not meant to be a dig at her. I don't think she would have handled it the way you did. I think that she would have went off. Because she's such a strong supporter of the trans community and the performance community that I think that she would have just like not put up with that. But I'm not saying that in a sense like, do you know what I mean? Like that's right. But I'm glad that she wasn't there, because that would have just been a horrific sort of scene as a transgender woman. And that's scarring.
It is. And you know what? I did notice people were going over, taking photos with her or whatnot. And, you know, I don't know. Who knows? She was sitting with a group of women I had talked to earlier in the night. She could have been joining them.
Right.
But these are people who look up to you, and that's the way that you set yourself up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, great. Every person who took a photo with you is going to remember, you know, that you made someone feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You made a whole audience feel uncomfortable and asked the entertainer to play music so that they didn't have to hear you. You know, it's just like, it shook me. I was like, you're supposed to represent a whole group of us, and you're on a platform where you can do so, and that's what you decided to do?
Yeah. That's like...
And that's exactly why I thought of Pulse, and I said it to you.
Yeah.
She came in, she attacked somebody. Now, I know that that's a big joke, but in my head right away, I thought, what would make a person do that at Pulse? When it happened, I was away on vacation, and like my heart was broken, and I was crying, you know, just thinking about everything, and like how much hate that person must have had to do that, and what was going through their head. And I was like, this is the exact same hate. This is hate in someone's heart.
Yeah. Yeah. With what happened at Pulse, I think this is why I got so angry when you sent me that message, because with Pulse was the very first time I had ever shut my social media down.
Yeah.
Because every single time I opened up my Twitter, I saw a story about Pulse, and I started crying. I started crying uncontrollably. I couldn't stop. And after like the 9th or 10th time, I was like, okay, it's time to shut down. And I remember apologizing to everyone, being like, I'm so sorry. Not that I should have had to apologize for that, but I didn't want people to think that I was ignoring it. But the fact is that it shook me on such a level that I could not put myself through that repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first time I've ever shut my social media down.
And, you know, I didn't have words for her. I was like, you're an angry person, and I'm not a confrontational person. So if you want to be angry, if that's what you want to do, then I hope that one day you learn to support our community better. And I hope that one day you decide to use your power of the status that you think you have for something good, instead of, you know, harassing an entertainer on a stage who's doing the same thing on a smaller level.
Right, exactly. Okay, so what I want you to do is, I want you to say one nice thing to end this. Whatever, it can be an anecdote from your show, it can be something about Boo, it can be anything you want, but I want to end this on a positive note. So I want you to say something to the people watching. The stage is yours, Katinka.
Oh, thank you so much. I just want everyone to know that I have 3 shows a week. You can come check me out. You can find me on Facebook and add me. And all of you, no matter what walk of life you are, you can come in and have a good time and know that you'll be accepted sitting in the audience.
Ah, I love that. I love that. Yay! Thank you so much for doing this with me. I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to pick up the phone right now.